My fiancée had a paid gaming companion. When she said she wanted to climb the ranked ladder, he canceled our marriage license appointment without a second thought and stayed up all night grinding wins with her. The day we booked the wedding banquet, he let 3 of my calls ring out, then chartered a red-eye flight to whisk her off to Miami for seafood. My bridal portraits went through 3 rounds of edits, and he never found the time to look. Yet he spent 2 whole hours cutting together her gameplay highlight reel, handpicking the background track song by song. If you like her that much, then there's no point getting married. He didn't even lift his eyelids. We're just squatting up online. You're seriously jealous of a game? Wait, I need to recheck the symbol tokens for line 8. Let me redo from L0008 carefully. He didn't even lift his eyelids. We're just squatting up online. You're jealous of a game now? Our wedding night. Red candles, red dates, peanuts scattered across the bed. His hands, working at the buttons of my gown, suddenly went still. His phone lit up. They're a player short. I'm gonna go run a few matches with her. The door closed. A red date dug into my leg. The candles sank lower, inch by inch. The sky went from black to white. He didn't come back. I slid off my ring and booked the divorce. His team's funding for next season. I wasn't renewing it. I picked up a single red date and tasted it. Turned out it wasn't sweet at all. The wedding quilt was strewn with early blessings of a sun, scattered across the bed, a red so bright it stung. I gathered them into a pile, and together with the pregnancy report I'd never gotten the chance to show him, I dropped them all into the trash. My hand rested on my stomach for a long, long time. I changed my clothes, hailed a cab, and went to the hospital. Alone. Morton Fox didn't come home until 3 days later. Sue, I'm starving. I want a bowl of your homemade gravy noodles. He walked over, putting on a face like he was about to faint from hunger, leaning in close to win me over. When I didn't move, he paused. You mad? Okay, this one's on me. I shouldn't have left you alone on our wedding night. He fished a little dog charm out of his pocket. Picked it out just for you. You love dogs, right? What he didn't know was that Kathleen Henson had just shown it off on her socials. Somebody spoiled me rotten today. Don't want the free giveaway. Anyone want it? The freebie she didn't want, he brought to me as a peace offering. And yet there had been a time when he cared. I got carsick, so the glove box always had motion sickness pills and dried plums in it, never once empty. I loved gardenias, so he planted a pot of them on the balcony and watered them every day. I wanted a Samoyed, and the very next day, he came home with a little ball of white fluff and named it Sid Bear. It was only later that I found out he was allergic to dog hair. He'd been secretly taking allergy meds every day for 2 whole years. I asked him why he never said anything. He said, as long as you're happy. How much do you have to love someone to make yourself miserable every single day for them? I thought this man would be my whole life. A whole life. Turned out it was so short. Morton tossed the charm into my arms like it was nothing. All right, go cook already. Make extra while you're at it. Kathleen said she's coming over to squat up. That way I won't be out every night and leave my new bride neglected. See? Kathleen's so thoughtful, always looking out for you. All at once, I felt tired. I stood. The dog charm hit the floor with a sharp clack. I didn't pick it up. I walked straight toward the bedroom. Morton's face darkened. He grabbed my wrist. Sydney Wendell, what the hell are you throwing a fit about? I came home. I brought you a gift. What more do you want? I glanced at the dog on the floor. You forgot. I don't like dogs anymore. The week I was away on business, I told him over and over to take good care of Sid Bear. He said he would. But Kathleen came over to squat up, and she thought the dog was too noisy. So he kicked it into a corner. And when it still wouldn't stop barking, he had someone stuff it into a sack, cinch it shut, and toss it out onto the balcony. The day I came home, Sweet Sid in the burlap sack had already gone stiff. Something flickered across Morton's face, unnatural and quick. There's no point dragging up old grievances, Sydney. Fine, if you don't want to do it. I'll go eat out. He turned to leave. Morton. He glanced back, impatient. I went to the hospital. His footsteps stopped. You... The notification tone he'd said just for Kathleen chimed. He looked down at his phone and smiled. That smile burned, stinging the backs of my eyes. Whatever it is, we'll talk when I get back. The door shut, sealing him off from me completely. Once, every little thing about me had mattered to him, and I had cared about him caring. Cared so much that I'd nearly forgotten what I used to be. I picked up my phone and called my secretary. Morton's team. Next season's funding. We're not renewing it. In the middle of the night, my phone buzzed. A text from Morton. Hey, Morton's wasted. Come pick him up. In the past, every time we'd had a falling out, he'd pretend to be drunk. I would panic, ask where he was, and rush over the second I knew. And he'd use the moment to make up with me. This time, I only sent back one line. Thanks for looking after him. So he finally sensed something was off. In under 10 minutes, he was home, a bouquet of red roses now in his hand. Sid, I bought these just for you. Don't be mad anymore, okay? He shoved the roses into my arms, leaned down, his kiss aiming for my lips. I turned my head away. I'm tired. Sid, our wedding night, let me make it up to you, okay? I'm tired. If you don't want to sleep, go squat up online with Kathleen. He frowned. You're still hung up on the wedding night? Besides, it wasn't even our first time. It was just a formality. I played a few rounds of a game. It's not like I did anything to wrong you. I had no patience left to listen. I closed my eyes and turned my back to him. He wouldn't let it go, gripping my shoulder and pulling me back around. Sydney, if you've got a problem, just say it. Listening to him demand answers like he was the wronged one, I spoke, perfectly calm. Morton, do you think I'll just keep waiting for you forever? Morton blinked, then laughed. You're my wife. If you don't wait for me, who would you wait for? He didn't know. Once, joking around, he'd given me a divorce agreement with his name already on it. Sid, if I ever betray you, I'll walk away with nothing. His signature was right there. On our wedding night in my own column, I'd sign mine too. Once the paperwork went through, this marriage would no longer exist. A whole night back to back. At 6 a.m, the doorbell rang. It was Kathleen. Sydney, I came to apologize on Morton's behalf. She said apologize with a smile, but her eyes flicked toward the bedroom. I brought breakfast. Hurry, go wake Morton up so we can eat together. Go wake him yourself. She walked straight into the bedroom, like she'd been there many times before. Soon, laughter drifted out. She led Morton out by the hand, setting dish after dish of breakfast in front of him. Every single one of them was his favorite. Sydney, you should eat too. I didn't move. She tilted her head, looking at Morton. Morton, is Sydney still angry? I really did just ask you to play a game. I didn't think it through. Morton looked at me, impatient. Kathleen got up early to buy you breakfast. The least you can do is take a bite. He picked up a shrimp dumpling and brought it to my lips. Eat one. Before, every time we went out to eat, he used to remind me over and over. No shrimp, not even the tiny dried flakes. Because I was allergic. Now he was holding a shrimp dumpling up to my mouth, telling me to eat. Morton, I'm allergic. His hand froze. Something blank flickered across his face. I took the dumpling from his fingers and set it gently back on the plate. Stood up, grabbed my bag, walked out. At the office, my assistant handed me the funding suspension approval form. She added something while she was at it. Ever since Kathleen showed up, the budget had been getting siphoned off. At the rate it was burning, there'd be nothing left for next season's tournament. No point even competing. I picked up the pen and signed my name in the box marked Halt Disbursement. Over the next few days, Morton came home early for once. He'd bring me a milk tea, sit with me on the couch for a while. Just like before. But I knew it wasn't the same anymore. When Kathleen's call came in, he hesitated, then took it. Haven't you been saying I'm always out all night? Come with me today. See for yourself. It's just gaming, nothing else. I didn't want to go. But I didn't want any complications in these last few days before the divorce either. So I let him pull me along to the team's club. The player saw me and called out with grins. Morton, you finally brought your wife out. Kathleen peeked out from behind her screen and smiled. You came, Sydney. Want to sit beside us and watch us play? Might be a little boring though. Morton dragged over a chair and set it next to his. Sid, just watch us play. I'll teach you the basics when we get home. It's a ranked match right now. I have to focus. I sat down. The screen glowed, the action fast. My fingers twitched on instinct. When the round ended, Kathleen stretched, glancing at me out of the corner of her eye. Morton, Sydney's been watching forever. Want me to give up my seat and show her a few things? She stood and patted the chair. Come on, Sydney. I'll teach you the absolute basics. Just learn to move around first. No need. Don't be shy. Everybody starts from zero. Morton frowned and looked at me. Kathleen's being nice enough to teach you. Just learn a little, then you can play with me down the line. Aren't you always bothered that I squat up online with her? If you learn it yourself, problem solved, right? Kathleen had already bent down, one hand on my shoulder, the other closing over mine to guide my fingers to the keys. Here, this is the skill button. No need. Sydney, it's really easy. I said no need. Your level isn't good enough to teach me. Kathleen's hand went stiff on my shoulder. Morton's face darkened. Sydney, you don't even know how to play. What are you talking about? If Kathleen's not good enough, then you do it. The year, I was 18. ZGL finals, my team, and I turned the whole thing around in the last round. The applause was deafening, so loud that standing up on that stage, my ears rang with it. My parents watched me from the crowd, cheering. They never wanted me to go pro, but that day they flew 4 hours to get there, sat in the front row, watched from start to finish. It was the brightest day of my life. Then their flight home went down. After that, I inherited the Wendell group my parents left behind and never touched a game again. The ringing was back in my ears. The roar of applause, tangled with the sound of a plane going down, looped through my head and wouldn't stop. Sydney, quit acting tough. If you're so good, play around and show me. The voices tangled together, swelling louder. Morton's hand was still pulling at me. I wrenched free, raised my arm, and brought my palm across his face. I said, no. The whole room went silent. Kathleen reacted first, hurrying to Morton's side, lifting a hand to brush his cheek. Morton, are you okay? Does it hurt? His face had gone ashen, but the moment he saw how pale I was, his voice dropped. Forget it. If she won't play, she won't play. Why do you look so awful? Are you feeling sick? I shook off his hand. I'm fine. He reached for me again, and this time I didn't pull away. Let's go. Back home, he eased me down onto the couch. Rest here. I'll get you a glass of water. His phone buzzed without stopping. He silenced it without looking. A rare thing. Go ahead and check it. It's fine. You're not feeling well. I'm staying with you. I'm not going anywhere. Morton, just check it. If something's come up, go. I could use the sleep anyway. He glanced at me, hesitation in his eyes, but also a flicker of relief. I'll be back soon. I watched him go and remembered all the times he'd promised the same thing. Not once had he ever come back. That night I dreamed. I saw a boy, fierce and burning with the same fire I'd once had. The boy on the stage blurred into the girl I used to be, the arena roaring with applause. My parents smiled and told me to do what I loved. When I woke, the pillow was wet. My hands were still shaking, but something had shifted. The thing that had been lodged in my chest for 8 years finally loosened. I cleaned myself up and went to the hospital for my post-op checkup. On my way out, I saw Morton at the far end of the hallway holding Kathleen up. So careful, so anxious, terrified of hurting her. He used to be like that with me back when my stomach acted up. He saw me and froze. "Sydney, what are you doing at the hospital?" I slid my hand behind my back. "Routine checkup. It's nothing." Kathleen came over. "Sydney, this is all my fault. Something happened last night, just a small accident, and Morton was worried, so he came with me." She paused. "He didn't even know you were here. Don't blame him. Blame me." Her hand rested on his forearm, and a glint of triumph crossed the corner of her eye. "I don't blame anyone. You two are busy." Hearing me say it without a fight, without a scene, Morton frowned. "Sydney, what is going on with you?" I looked at him and tightened my grip on the papers in my hand. "Nothing. Take good care of her." As I turned to leave, Kathleen let out a soft sigh behind me. "Morton, Sydney's such a good person. If it were me, I could never be that gracious." I didn't look back. I walked out of the hospital, hailed a cab, and went to the county clerk's office. I had the divorce certificate in my hand. Back home, the gardenia he'd given me sat wilting on the balcony, its leaves browned at the edges. I didn't know when it had died. Our wedding photo hung on the living room wall, both of us laughing in it. I hadn't smiled at him in a long time. In the bedroom drawer, his allergy medicine was still there, expired now, and his baby girl was gone too. I called my assistant. "List the house. Quick sale." The second I hung up, my phone buzzed. "Sydney, I can't be there with you tonight after all. Kathleen and the others set up a thing for me. Since you're not feeling well, just rest at home. I'll come back early and ring in midnight with you." That was when it hit me. Today was Morton's birthday. In the old days, I'd start planning the surprise a month out. Booking the restaurant, picking the gift, writing the card. I even counted the candles on the cake to make sure they were exact. Now I'd forgotten. So even the dates carved into your bones could fade, given enough time. I didn't reply. I just packed everything of his into one box. On top, I laid two things: a divorce certificate and an abortion record. Call it the last birthday gift I'd ever give him. "Morton, your wife shipped something over from across town. Birthday gift, right?" Morton heard his teammate and crossed the room, wine glass in hand. A second ago, my silence had been sitting in his chest like a stone. But the moment he saw the box, the breath went out of him in relief. Open it. Let's see what she sent." She nails it every single year. No way this one's any different." Morton smiled and reached for the lid. Then his phone buzzed. He looked down and went completely still.